Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Brian with Games Under Pressure. Today we're going to be taking a look at No Man's Sky on the PC. This just came out today and we got some problems here. So before you rush out and buy this game, check out this video. I'll walk you through everything that's going on. The game came out today. It's $60 on Steam. It's 3 days behind the PS4 version, of which I've been playing a lot. I put about 45 hours into the PS4 version. I'm liking the game. I think the game was a victim of its own hype, and even though I didn't subscribe to that hype, it's still a little disappointing. These are the settings that I'm running at right now. So I have it full screen, 4K, VSync on, anti-aliasing off, because you don't really need that at 4K. All the other options are set to high or ultra, as high as they'll go. I'm moving the max FPS down to 30 because, well, that's about all I'm getting in this game. So every once in a while, it'll spike up to 45 or 50, and then it'll drop right back down to, the low 30s. Okay, so if you're one of the unlucky ones that got this game and you can't even run it, well, you're not alone. There are a lot of people that can't even start this game. It just crashes to a desktop, and thankfully I don't have that problem. I've never had that problem in the few hours I've been playing this. I've never had it crash on me, which is great. I count my blessings for that. But otherwise, the game does suffer from some really major performance issues. And you can see as I'm flying around, I'll get frame rate dips down to about 18 frames a second. Typically, they go down to about 22, and if it's particularly bad, it'll drop down to 18. And you can see my main issue is just the hitching. This game is so hitchy. You'll be flying around, and all of a sudden the game will literally pause. It'll pause for a second, and the frames will drop way down. And you can see, look at all these pauses as I'm going into the planet. Now, granted, I do have everything cranked, but it seems like the performance is okay, 75% of the time, and then the remaining 25% of the time makes it unplayable. And to be totally honest with you, even though I got this on PC, and my plan was to switch over to the PC when this came out, abandon the PS4 version, but I'm sticking with the PlayStation 4 version until they can get all of this ironed out. It's really, really, really in bad shape, which is a shame, considering how hotly anticipated this release was. I am happy with a lot of the options. I wish they would have given you an option to increase the field of view even more. But hopefully this is something that can be fixed. I hope that this is not the way it's going to be forever. I am giving them the benefit of the doubt. And so you can really see here that I'm starting to tone things down. And in a second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the game in 1080p. Even though this video on YouTube is in 4K, I'm going to knock down the resolution, and I'm going to show you the performance in 1080p. And it's substantially better, but it suffers from a lot of the same issues. If you want a little bit more information on the rig that I'm running this is on an NVIDIA Titan X. I actually have 4 of them in my system, but I don't believe this game supports SLI at this moment. With all of the latest updates for the game, latest updates on the GPU drivers, so everything's up to date. The performance is just really, really wonky. Now here's the game in 1080p. As you can see, I'm getting much higher frames per second, although it's not exactly what you'd expect with a 12 gig card. Typically, if I'm running games in 1080p, I can very, very easily, with max settings, get to 120 frames a second. But here, it's not really working. And you can see, even at 1080p, I don't know if it's coming through in the YouTube video as well as I would hope, but there is some hiccuping here. This is 1080p, and I don't know if that has to do with the game trying to load in all of the trees and all of the mountainous, the mountain ranges, whatever, but it doesn't really work too well. Another weird thing that I've discovered is that in 4K max settings, the menus are incredibly sluggish. So even if I'm getting 30 frames a second flying around this planet, when I go into the menus, it drops down to 12 frames a second. And you would think that the menus would be something that are a little bit easier, but apparently not. In 1080p, the performance is a lot better, but it's still not to the point where I would play this as my sole copy of this game. I do know that the PlayStation 4 version does drop down to, I think Digital Foundry did an investigation, and they saw that In their analysis, it dropped down to 15 frames a second, but it just feels smoother on the PlayStation 4, which is not something that you can say a lot, especially when you're comparing, a multi-$1,000 rig on PC to a $350 PS4. So it's all around very disappointing. If you only have a PC and you want to play No Man's Sky, I would tell you to wait right now. Allow Hello Games to fix some of these issues. Don't jump in right off the bat, and hopefully by the time you do jump in, the problems will be fixed and the game will be a little bit cheaper. If you have the choice between a PS4 and the PC, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would go with the PlayStation 4 version. Overall, the experience has been just much smoother and much more user friendly. And that's probably one of the only times I've ever said that. I think the other time I said that was with Arkham Knight on PC. But the game's just a mess in its current state. Overall, I'm liking No Man's Sky. I think there are some really serious fundamental issues with the game. I'm working on a full review, so you can expect that shortly. But this is just one more knock against it, especially if you're a PC player, which is a shame, because there are some genuinely cool moments in this game, and I think that if you're a fan of the core concept of No Man's Sky, you deserve to be able to play it and experience that. The first few hours of this game are nothing short of magical. They really, really are. The sense of scale and the infinite possibilities, it feels like, are just, it's incredible. And frankly, I've never experienced anything else like that in a game. I think everybody should experience that. If that's not super important to you, wait for the game to be on sale and give it a try. But overall disappointing. Definitely wait and expect the full review of No Man's Sky to come in the next few days. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you would, please subscribe. That's going to allow me to keep bringing you videos like this in the future. If you're enjoying No Man's Sky, if you're not enjoying No Man's Sky, let me know in the comments below. If you're a PC user, also let me know if you're experiencing any of these hiccups, any of the stuttering, any of the hitching. I want to know. And you know what? If you know how to fix that, if there is a weird combination of settings that seems to be working for you, let me know that as well. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I'll catch you next time.